I believe as believers, many a times we face unnecessary suffering. We go through unnecessary pain and suffering because we are not able to see the signs of the times. Brothers and sisters, I'm in a mini series studying from the life of the prostitute Rahab, this pagan idol worshipping prostitute, somebody belonging to the enemy, somebody not belonging to the children of Israel, yet she is found in the lineage of Jesus, yet she is in the hall of faith in Hebrews chapter 11. And one of the reasons she is there is because she is a woman who is able to discern the signs of the times. She is a woman who is able to see the change when change is coming, and she is able to shift. And I think and I believe that many of our fellow Christians, we suffer unnecessarily. We go through unnecessary pain because we are stubborn and we are not able to see the signs of the times. Let's see the story of this woman, what she thinks, what she believes. I'm going to be in Joshua chapter 2 and verse 9 onwards. It says, I know the Lord has given you the land, and the terror of you has fallen on us. Now everybody in Jericho is in fear, and all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. Now everybody is affected because of the nation of Israel, and yet only this one woman, only Rahab, is able to see the signs of the time. And why? It says that we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the two kings of the Amorites. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted. Neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, look at the declaration. She saw the signs of the time, and she is realizing, she says, because the Lord your God, He is the God in heaven above and on earth beneath. So brothers and sisters, she's able to see, recognize the signs of the times. She's saying that she is seeing that a change is coming. She is able to see that this land is no longer going to belong to them. She sees that the Lord is sending this great nation who was a slave nation in Egypt. They have parted the Red Sea, what things have been done in Egypt and what has been done to the kings in the way, and she sees that they are coming their way, and she does not know how to react. She does not know what to do. But you see, the Lord sees the heart. The Lord saw the heart of this Rahab, this prostitute, this very unlikely person. She was not a prophetess. She was not a priestess. She was not of a royal lineage. She did not have political connections. She was, in the eyes of the society, a no one, a least person, a nobody. But you see, the Lord saw the heart, much like the Samaritan woman who was an outcast woman. Similarly, this woman is an outcast woman. She is the Old Testament Samaritan woman. The Lord sees her heart, and what does He do? He sends the two spies. And I want to say, brothers and sisters, our heart is in the right place, and if we are connected in the Spirit with the Lord, He will send somebody our way for our salvation at the times when they are changing. When we see the signs that are changing the times, the political environment, maybe there is a war coming, maybe there is some destruction coming, maybe there is some devastation coming, the Lord is going to send someone like He sent the two spies. But you see, she has to act, she has to take risk, she has to make decisions, she has to change her mindset, she has to change allegiance, she has to change family, she has to change friends, she has to change her entire past. And sometimes we keep holding to the past, and thus we are not able to see the future, and we are not able to go and grasp what the Lord has for us because we linger too much in the past. And she's able to see the signs of the times, and she says to these men, I know that the Lord has given you this land. And then she's going to go and ask them, you please save me. And then they're going to give this the red rope, and she's going to be saved. In Joshua chapter 6, when they come, she's going to be saved because she's able to see the signs of the times. And as I've said before, we suffer a lot because we're not able to see the signs of the time. Recently, I saw a movie that was quite disturbing for me. And the movie was titled Persecuted for Jesus. And this is, when the communists came to Romania, And these pastors, those Christians, they were taken into prisons, and they were beaten, and some were beaten for 20 years, and they died in the prison. And this pastor was in the prison for 14 years, and he suffered so much, and he went through so much pain and suffering. And I'm asking, the Lord, why do God's people have to go through so much suffering, so much pain, and that too for Jesus' name? And Jesus has said that we will be persecuted. If we believe in him, so we cannot escape persecutions. We will be persecuted. But Jesus also told us to see the signs of the times. You see, brothers and sisters, in I'm going to read for you a passage from Matthew chapter 16. It says in verse 2 and 3, he said to them, when it is evening, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and threatening. Hypocrites, you know how to discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. Now, this he was saying to the Pharisees, that such a great sign is before you, somebody doing so many miracles and raising up the dead and preaching the gospel, and because you are so ingrained in your past, because you are so ingrained in what you know in the past, that you are not able to see the future. But the quality of Rahab was that although she was from a different culture, an idol worshipping culture, she was from a pagan nation, and Jericho was no simple city. It was a fortress, and it was a thriving city. It was a trading city, and yet she did not stick to that. She knew in the spirit that a change is coming, and she needs to change. I want to read for you a passage from Matthew chapter 24. Therefore, when you see the abomination of the desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not go down to take anything out of his house. And let him who is in the field not go back to get his clothing. Brothers and sisters, simply what the Lord is saying, this example is when Jesus prophesied that in AD 70, Jerusalem will be destroyed. Well, he didn't give the date, but he said Jerusalem will be destroyed. And you see, in AD 70, the Romans came, and not a single Christian died, because they believed this prophecy and they fled. They fled from there. But many millions of Jews died, and there was a great diaspora, and we see the effects of it till today. And they had to be scattered all around the world. And if they had heeded the words of Jesus, they would not have to suffer unnecessarily. Jesus also says, I want to read for you in Matthew chapter 10, verses 23. When they persecute you in this city, flee to another. Now, Jesus is saying that when they persecute you, and Jesus did not say that you will not suffer persecution, but he says, but when they do persecute you, flee to another city. For assuredly I say to you that you will not have gone through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes. Brothers and sisters, we are to see the signs of times, and Rahab was able to see the signs of time, that there is a change coming, and she needs to change. She needs to shift allegiance, and she did not know how to do that, but the Lord gave the right people at the right time. And I believe, when I'm talking about those, and I really feel for those martyrs who died under communism, and for the Jews who died in World War II. And I've been to Auschwitz, and I saw what they went through, and so much pain and difficulty they went through. But do you know that a lot of Jews in the World War II fled to America, and they are living a thriving life now, or their families are living a thriving life. And many of the people in the Eastern Bloc, because I live in the Eastern Bloc, and the effects of communism are so bad over here. Till today, communism, the communists left the country in the 80s, and it's still, we can feel the effect of it today. And they were here only for 50 years, and the effect is still here today. But you see, many were able to flee when the time was right to the West. Many fled to the west. And there was a revolution here in Hungary in 56, and many left to the United States. God has a small window of time. You see, Rahab only had a small window of time. The opportunity was so small. She had to make that decision in a split second. Because when the king sent his men, and he told this woman, bring out the two men, she had to decide then and there. And sometimes when we see the signs of the time, we only have a short time to make that decision, and we will only be able to make that decision if we have been preparing spiritually beforehand. And this goes to show me that Rahab's decision was not very quick. Although she acted very quickly, it looks like it's very quickly, but she has been pondering upon this from some time before. She just did not have the opportunity, but when she got the opportunity, she seized it, and it was only her and her family that was able to survive the walls of Jericho coming tumbling down, and everybody in that city did not survive, only Rahab. There is a small window of time when circumstances around you will change, will shift, and you might not have to leave city. I'm just saying that you might have to just be there and shift maybe jobs, or shift maybe associations, shift people, shift neighborhood maybe only. It doesn't have to be that drastic. But you see what happened to Lot's wife. She was so much ingrained into her past, into that city, into what her past was, that when the angels told her, do not look back, she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. And this is why we are not able to get ahead in life, because we keep looking back. We are so associated with our past. You see, Jesus, what did he say? When you hear of this abomination of the desolation, flee. If you're on the rooftop, do not go for your clothing. If you are in the field, do not go for your household things. Forget your stuff, forget your clothing. But our problem is we are so connected and we are so associated with our material things that they do not let us move ahead in life. And I'm not just talking about this from a practical point of view, a theoretical point of view, or a theological point of view. I'm talking this from a practical point of view. And the Lord in the previous couple of years had us, change businesses, then eventually close business, and then go through so much and change houses. And now the Lord is not only asking us to change cities, and not only asking us to change countries, but change continent. And to go to a new place and establish yourself again and associate with people again and get to know the culture, the customs and the way the people think and everything. It's hard, but I have to be able to see the signs of the times which the Lord is showing me, and I have to shift. Otherwise, I will also be, maybe not physically, I will not die, but I will not be able to reach the potential which the Lord wants me to reach and to fulfill His calling in my life. Brothers and sisters, what I'm simply saying to you is, when the Lord shows you a sign, be ready to shift like Rahab did. God bless you. I hope this thought gives you a blessing. And if it does, do please bless me as well by simply liking this video, subscribing to our channel, so together we can take the gospel to the utmost parts of the world. And I will see you in another one of my video, which is coming up about what Rahab decided next. God bless you.